Hey guys, welcome back. I am coming on to do a layout, play along with Shimmerz Paints, the October 2023 collection kits. And I was looking at the papers and I keep coming back to these two. No matter what I do, I'm like, you know what? I love these papers. So what I thought I would do is do the smallest strip of green down here, kind of scuffy, and then another one here. No big deal, maybe a couple like that up top, but I definitely want to keep the integrity of these beautiful florals. So I know I want to do that. I have got this photo here that I'm going to be documenting. This is my oldest daughter and we are on Mackinac Island. And this is in a state park and it was October and it was perfect last year. Super cute. Now I do want to come in with some kind of mixed media stencil, something, and make myself a little bit of a mess as well. So I'm going to, let's go ahead and start by getting that small strip like I talked about along the bottom. That way, I don't know, it just seems like a good idea. There's no that way, I just want to. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Just getting a little bit of the green down here. And that's gonna be a little bit of the basis for the bottom. Great. Now, the same thing for the top, and I'm not sure how big I want it to end up being. I don't know if I want multiple papers. I don't know, but I wanted it to be bordered in a little bit. It's just one of those things. Sometimes you're like, all right, these two papers are gonna go together and I'm a happy girl. So let me go ahead like this. Now, I've got that. I just wanted to see what that would look like. Got my girl here, which I love. And I'm also looking, and I don't know if I want to bring any of these in, but I've got the most beautiful little pumpkins that I have done for my last layout. I think I'm going to leave maybe those die cuts out this time, and I'll use them on my next layout. Okay, I love this. I already love this, guys. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and gesso my background so that it can dry, and then I'll start picking out my other things. You know, I will go ahead and map my photo with just some scrap white cardstock, and I'll look through some of my scraps too to see what we might have. That's not big enough. I want to go ahead and make sure to use anything I can that I am vibing. So we've got this floral. That might be kind of pretty too. Oh, okay, I want to see what it looks like. We're just going to see what it looks like. It's not going to hurt to see. So let me do that. Because the reason why I'm doing this slightly ahead of time is I want to know how much I'm gessoing. That's all it really is. So I'll do this. Oh, I do like that. That's so pretty. Okay, we have that. We have that. I'm super happy. I have enough paper to map my photo with both that green and that off-white floral, so that'll be awesome. And then we'll get some little mixed media goodness going on, you know, behind the photo. So let me gesso this, let me get it all dry, and I'll meet you right back here. So I'm gonna grab some modeling paste and a stencil and just create a little bit of brickwork. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but see right up here, this white building? That is a historic fort, and it's made with these, you know, big, giant mason brick kind of things. I'm like, all right, that would be just kind of fun. Just needs to have a little bit of fun with this. So I'm not going to do perfect molding paste because, quite frankly, the brickwork on that building is not perfect. So I don't have to. But I do like the idea of getting a little something interesting in here. And then, you know what I can also do before it fully dries? The rest of those sequins that I've left, which I don't have a lot left because I made all these shaker pockets the first time around, I'm going to go ahead and embed them into this molding paste. Just a little something in the background. It may get all covered, it might not, who knows, but it's like trick number 5,000,002 I like to do with sequins because, you know, you want to try to use, isn't that cool? You want to try to use up as much as you can. So I'm going to keep going with this, doing the same kind of thing, adding a little bit of bricky time and loving it. So I'm going to let this dry. I'm I'm gonna get those papers up on the top where I would like them to be. And then we can get a little bit of mixed media going behind my photo of my girl. So I've got my wet molding paste, and some of these sequin bits are really little, and those are probably the ones that are really gonna stick in there. So it's just a little fun, glittery something in the background, and you don't have to be precious about it at all. I have used all of the rest of the sequins, so I'm like, okay, let's do some pretty stuff. And then when I come in with mixed media paints in just a few, they can just swirl right around it. How fun is that, guys? I'll hold it up so you can see what I mean. See? Pretty. Fun little mixed media sequin brickwork. All right, so I've got some nice traction. I went ahead and just double matted my photo with a torn edge just from the same exact papers, and I like it. She's popping off nicely. And this is dry. I let it dry overnight just because I was done crafting for the day. So we've got our little stencil work, and we have is gessoed background stencil work, and I just lightly pressed in the leftover sequins. I was down to, in my sequin pack, just a lot of the little bitty bits. So I was like, all right, great case use kind of thing for them. Now I lined up my mixed media goodies right here, because what I thought I would do is just some really subtle stripes, like, you know, of the colors. I can't go rainbow order. We're not all that rainbowy, but I wanted to stop and start with the deep colors. So I'm going to go Penny for Your Thoughts, Bamboo Leaf, Wild Spruce Chase, Fire and Brimstone, Greener Pastures, and end with Back in the Saddle. So here's the thing. I want to make sure that I don't lose all of my sequins. So I'm just going to be kind of doing this dabbing kind of method. So what I need to do to start is I have to activate my gorgeous little paints that do not come already wet. Then I'm going to get everything open and just start going for it. So let's see. Color Splash I can start with because, you know, the inklings I had to activate. So what I meant by just dabbing, I'm just going to get this ready. Remember, don't shake it up because it'll be sad. Yes, that's the whole reason why. All right, try not to let that roll off right onto my embellishment. So this will be my end color, right? So my plan is just to kind of get that color dabbed on. And the whole reason why is so that I can retain some of those sequin colors. So dab, 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 dab. I'm going to do the same thing all the way down the row with all of my colors. And how many do I have? I have 6. So I think it'll be a pretty way to go about seeing all of these beautiful colors, but not losing the integrity of what we've already done to the background. Now, guys, you know how it is. Some of this will be covered. It's totally fine. I'm not trying to be too precious about placement. I'm like, what happens is what happens. I'll leave a little bit of that white on the end, and that's great. I'm going to go right down the line. So let me do a little bit of that, and I'll come back and just give you an update. So I wanted to do a quick check-in time so you can see what I meant about doing the kind of color stripes. Now, I've got to let these 2 greens dry a bit before I come in with the Fire and Brimstone, just because, you know, I'm going to get a bit of a mud color, and I don't mind a little bit of that. I have so much brown anyway, but I am enjoying that the sequins are staying put, and they're going to get kind of like re-glued down with the paint. And once this dries, then we'll go ahead, put our photo here. I'm going to have to make sure some of the orange peeks out to pick up those gorgeous colors up there, but totally vibing how this is going. Okay, guys, so I've placed all of the die cuts around, as well as a title, which is Autumn, that I went ahead and just cut out with some dies using this pattern paper right here. I'm going to use some glue and some, you know, some kind of dimensional something to pop up the pieces. And I think I need to come in with some white splatty bits, especially under where I'm going to put the word autumn, because I need it to pop out a little bit. See how it's a little bit dark there? was going to put it here, but we have the same thing. I cut it out in green. I'm like, do I recut it out? But I really like it. So I'm not going to do that. What I think I'll also do around the word autumn, so I'm going to grab an emery board I keep just for this and give it a little bit of a scuff. And what that's going to do is take off a little bit of the ink on the paper and allow some of that white to show through. So you're like, oh, what's that? I mean, I'm not concerned with the title being like the brightest thing in the world, but I definitely want it to show up. So I have all of these bits attached down. I'm very, very happy with the way it's looking. Now, I looked at my little sequin pack and I was able to shake out just a few of these little cream colored ones. So I think I'm going to sprinkle them around and then just do a little bit of white splatty bits with my Color Splash and Whites Other Eyes. This is not in the collections kits. This is just something that lives on my desk and I love it. So that will be that. I will have still shots to follow. What else to tell you guys? I will have links down below for the website so you can get your hands on these kits, for the Facebook group, as well as the blog. Guys, when you put in your order over there, go ahead and put my name in the comments, score yourself a little freebie. And guys, I'll be back ever so soon with another video. Few still shots to follow. Bye, guys.